The music's probably too loud, but I don't care that much. So we've got this coding challenge to get done. A couple new things we've got to use to get this started, which is actually pretty cool. Just a couple of requirements that's based on the challenge. So I guess requirements. We're using Scratch orgs, Git, and web components. Probably outline is a little bit better, so we can reproduce this beginning piece. So let's actually get started. I think I need to download Git on this computer. Sweet. While that's going, let's close out that. Actually, let's use GitHub to create this. Let's see if we can do it here. Probably won't be able to get through all of this. The Lightning Web Components side of it, it's definitely going to be a little tricky. So it's going to take a couple days. It might just end up being like a series. Sure, next. Yeah, I know what's going on here. Addition to my React. I have a couple other folders here too. I'm looking on the other screen here. Learning, Salesforce. Let's do this. Let's select this folder and let's call this challenges. Challenges. Nope. Let's do this. Hey cat, what's up? Alright, we'll publish that in a minute. Hey, chill. What's up? You just coming for my tea? Gonna say hi? Alright, get out of here. Move away from my tea. I'm trying to do work here. Get off the table. Move. Get down. Get down. That's right. That's what I thought. Okay. Now that we have that set up, let's do everything inside of that folder. Let's open this folder. Challenges. Next, so maybe I should write down some of these steps too, just for later. I think I'll when I redo the videos, I'll outline the steps because I don't even know like how to do some of this stuff right now. I don't need to see that. This is fine too. Okay, so we're gonna need to start a new project. If we're doing scratch orgs, I'm pretty sure we're doing create project. Project name will be Jedi Homeworld. It's a long project name. And we're gonna have to figure out our scratch orgs situation. So for the scratch orgs, I know how to authenticate to one. Remember this? Let me see. Scratch. Create a default scratch org. I probably need to authorize first. So if you don't know, it's Control-Shift-P on Windows and then authorize. Deb Hub. Let's see if it'll pull in the first time. I need to remember my trailhead info. So there's something up with this, like I have to do this like 3 or 4 times. While this is running, let me launch my trailhead org so I can get my username. Should probably put the username in a document somewhere. So yeah, see, it's to do this like a bunch of times. I don't know if there's something I'm missing from the steps. Every once in a while I have to like close out all of my tabs. So let me bring up my keep. So what I'm doing on this side is Salesforce usernames. Just so I have that and I don't have to like log into my other thing every time. I'm gonna close out all of this stuff. Try this again. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to look into this. Looks like it's done this to me before. Let's try some terminal commands. So what I'm doing here is I did a quick Google search. Web login. So I hardly ever use the command line. Okay, so we got something going on here. This popped up. That's not what I want. I want my new key. Actually, can I like Control-Shift-T a bunch of stuff? Sweet. So we still need this though. And we need to get my username. this username, and I have to remember my password. Finger guns, finger guns. Okay, so now this is authenticated correctly. Then I need to create a scratch org, and then the fun will actually start. I think that would be the end of the setup. Create default scratch org. I think this is the path for the JSON alias. I think this should be fine. We're actually going to put this for 1 day, and that's very specific. So what we're trying to do with at least the initial setup of this is to make sure that this is reproducible. So the JSON that we're putting in here, I'm making sure that the scratch org is only staying for 1 day. So tomorrow I force myself to make sure that the object setup is correct in the JSON, instead of me having to make all the fields over again. While that's going through, let's do trailhead. This song sounds good. Scratch org. Am I logged in? Setting up scratch org on your local machine. This one actually might be good, because what I don't know how to do is set up the JSON correctly to create those fields. If there's a couple of them. Permission sets. Well, this is stuff we did before. So we clone this. Oops. If we use open, should open up my scratch org. Yeah. I did it over here. So we see this popped up. Should actually be like a blank org completely, but that means we did it right. So let's begin by Google searching. Oh, I guess it's, should I set that up now? No. Salesforce scratch org object field setup. Let's see if there's any definition files. can't create the fields by default? I know I gotta be able to create fields by default. PR retrieval. No. What was this mean? Define object fields. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of stuff here, but I'm not seeing what I want. Custom apps, sure. Let's go to this. Why can't they just give me what I want? I gotta be difficult. Grab some packages. So do I package everything up? Do I package everything up and make it available? DX works. Credentials. Download the sample app. Why are they gonna make this so difficult? See, what I'm trying to do is, wherever this is that what we need to happen here is when you create a custom object called payment that is a child to both account and contacts, it should be a child account via master record and look up the relationship. The payment custom object should have a currency custom field name amount and a checkbox name void. Like, I can go ahead and do this, but I feel like it should be possible. Where is this the org? I feel like it should be possible, you know, doing it where am I at here? I'm speaking another language. I feel like this should be possible through the JSON and not having to create everything over again. This didn't get specified. Maybe it's not though. Oops. I am speaking the language of Salesforce. It's a combination between Java, HTML, JavaScript, a whole bunch of different languages, and also a relational database in the back end as well. And thanks for hanging out. Salesforce is what I do as my job. So I'm kind of I'm a Salesforce developer. So I am practicing right now in a challenge that I got for a new type of development system that they recently released. But Salesforce is just a tool that companies use to sell all of their stuff, pretty much. You learn it and you make loads of money for the most part. Let's see what this is. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But I mean, I've been doing it for like 5-6 years now, so. Did I say I was going to do this one? It's nothing to do with any objects. No. Am I okay? Yes. I'll be right back. You're very distracted. No, okay, look, I'll give you an example of what I'm doing. There's this system. I don't have anything here. You can create just think of it as like fancier Excel. And you can have a bunch of like relationships to it. So if I'm an account, think of an account as a person, and for that person, or no, think of an account as a company. We won't even talk about persons yet. As a company, I can have different payments. So if I wanted to add a payment in here for $100, I could do that. and if I wanted to say which specific person, so underneath that company, so like I work at Bank of America, I should have probably used Bank of America there, and my name is Warren. Oh, this is payment name. It should have probably been a number. Test. It's gonna get deleted. So it's just a way to manage your data. Let's do bank. So that I work at Bank of America. There's a contact. Let's look up our last guy. Where'd he go? How do I not have an account? I don't know how that went through. Scratch orgs must have a bunch of weird stuff enabled. So I work at Bank of America, and Bank of America is a company, and I work as a person at Bank of America. And then there's this payment that could be X amount of dollars for, working at Bank of America. Or I'm making a payment myself, so I'm paying off like my credit card or something like that. So that's just a relationship from a relationship from the bank, myself, and the payment amount. What's up, cat? You coming back to bother me? Here. So, master record, detail, the payment custom object should have a currency field called amount and a void checkbox and a date field. I don't think I did that. That's not the right one. So at least that's set up. Create a custom field on the account, call it total payment amount. That's the sums up the amounts all non-voided. So we're here. What are we calling this? I'm glad it's left names on here for us. Did I not create the void checkbox? Let's do this one more time. Not spending the full amount of time putting in field comments. Sweet. I guess we'll deal with that at the end. Create a custom field. Name total amounts this month. Nah, dude, I'm not wasting time. It's actually helping me figure out some things as I go through it. This is going to be an interesting part. So, what we need to do now is you can do rollups. So you can add, take things from your children, I'll say, and add them up to being the parent. So, let me delete this one. If I have a payment, and it's Warren, and it's for $100, and let's say that the due date was today, hit save. So I need to add this to the layout. Oh, here it is. So for these total payments, what this is going to do automatically, yeah, I'm telling you, Bank of America does not need it. We should probably make it a non-profit. Let's think of a funny, Code Ninjas, I don't know, they're not a code.org. I'll make a payment to them. We'll call it a donation. Oh, we see it just popped in here. So we're taking values from the things that are related, which one of the related things is payments. So we're taking that $100 that lives inside of payments, and we're rolling it up to, or we're adding it all up to be in the total payment amount. So if I actually create another one, let's create a new person too. Let's do King. I hope that's how you spell that. Let's say you're going to make a donation. $800. You're very generous on the 20th to these guys. And then if we go to our details and we refresh the page because it hasn't loaded yet, we see that this total is now $900 because of the relationship that it's building up. It's rolling things up. We're doing a summation of the total amount. So that was, if we look back at our challenge, that was this section was creating all the fields. This was making a roll up, and now we need to create another one. Now we need to create another roll up on the contacts object. So very similar to the first one, but this is only summing up the ones that are for this month. Set for this month, the value should stay up to date when the payment records are created or updated, and also when the calendar month changes. Let's think about this. I'm sure you could sell a couple things and you'll end up with that money. So before we were doing a roll up through a specific type of relationship. I hope it's this one. We're doing that roll up through a specific type of relationship. Let me remove all this crap. Payment date void. Actually, let me just do this so I can see everything on one page. This is just the editor to like edit all of the pages that we're seeing. I thought I put this to default. Oh man. But we can see all the information. So payment 1 was me for $100 on this day, and payment 2 was, or the number 2 is you for on this specific day. So now on the contacts, we need to do something very similar. Where we need to create a field. I have it saved. This one cannot be a roll-up summary because of the way we have the relationships going. And so we're using a lookup relationship instead of a master record detail, which doesn't allow us to do certain types of rollups. In a nutshell, this month. All right, so now the fun coding actually begins, because we've finally hit a spot where we can't complete this with I got Discord message. Who's messaging me? No, somebody being stupid. We can't complete this with regular configuration. So what we want to happen is this total payments amounts this month. We want it to be 100 based on our payment, or whichever payments is done this month. A couple different ways of doing this. Trigger. I wouldn't call it too tedious. Oh, I guess it is tedious once you get through it, but sometimes you'll get in like a groove of things and you'll blaze through something. So, but it can become very tedious, especially trying to figure things out, like little things out. Let's see. We could use a trigger, and that would cover the contacts, but we have some other specific requirements here. Sums up the values of all non-voided children with a payment date set to the current month, and the value should stay up to date when the payment records are created, updated. Here's the kicker: it's created, updated, or the calendar months changes. This is a hard one. So I want to finish all of this today and then deal with the web component tomorrow. I think I have to do test classes too. Put that in. Let me see what I gotta do. Let me think through this part. Can I do this without writing a batch? I don't think I can. I have to write a batch for this section and a trigger for these, and we'll just call one class to do the updating. I am kind of practicing this on my own volition, depending on how I do with this. You know, there's no, let's say I'm feeling there's no reward for doing this at all, so it's more just a practice. And then this lower half piece where that I'm going to be tackling tomorrow, that's the new thing that I haven't done much of before. So it's more, you know, practicing and studying and learning for work and all of those things. So yeah, kind of doing it for no reason. Late night studying. All right. What are we gonna do here? We're in our editor. Let's create a new class. Let's pick a good name. Contact. Should really just be a contact helper, but let me call the methods from there. Let's do that. Okay. I guess so, yeah. That's true. Anyway, so let's, I guess, do some outlining. What we're going to do is take in a list of contacts, and we're going to, we need to search for all payments, organize the payments. Actually, we can do all of that in one. And contacts. Alright, we're gonna do some weird stuff. I guess we won't update payments. Let's see, list. What are we gonna call this? Contact list. So what I'm doing here is I am constructing the code that we're going to build. So what I'm saying is that we're going to, what I'm asking for here, what this, I'm updating payments is what the method is called. What I'm going to be triggering, I don't really know how to describe that. What I'm going to be using to do the update. It's hard to explain that. But anyways, I'm going to pass in a list of contacts. So I'm going to say for this list of contacts, I need to do whatever else happens at the bottom here. Dang it, if I already have the list, I can't do my weird, my searching. I'm going to have to do my own searching. For the map, I can pass in the correct thing. For the batch, I can maybe pass in the correct thing. Probably do my own. What would I actually do? Let me think. I'd probably just pass in a list of IDs. And then, okay. So now, I scratched my original idea. I'm gonna pass in a list of IDs, and every Salesforce record has an ID. So if I go into this code.org account, I can see that there's this ID here. And the same thing for the contacts. When I'm on this contact, I have this specific ID. And the IDs are unique. They're solely only for one specific. That specific one, so they cannot be duplicated. So what I'm going to do is pass in a list of IDs, and from that list of IDs I'm going to look for the objects that I need. So we will start that out, and we'll use a map. So a map is just a key and a value. So I think I remember learning like this. So key, value, and for every key there is a value. So if these, and the keys have to be unique, so you can never have a key that's 1-1. So anyways, cats, dogs, and other animals that exist in here. So if I pass in the key 1, then it will give me back cat. If I pass in the key 2, it'll give me back dogs, and so on and so forth. So this is very helpful when I'm doing work, because you can do things like you can pass in the ID, which is unique, and it'll give you back the entire object that we have going on here, which is the contacts. Oh, you're right, we'll do pigs as well. I think I can actually show you this I'll open up this console. I'll just take it all the way back. Map. I'll do integer and string. New map equals so this is how you create a map. Don't really worry too much about the syntax, but the main thing that we're going to do here is show you how to put something into a map. So if we say new map put, we need the key, let's say 1, and then we need the value, we will say pigs. And then if I print this out, map, it should print the whole thing, I think. See, 1 equals pigs. So if I go back into that, and let's copy some more of these, and let's do 2 is cow, and dogs, and cats, and we'll do a specific call down here as well. New map dot get, and we will put in our key of 2. So what's happening here, just wanted to illustrate a couple things. This is how we put things into our map. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. It says put. So we're putting a pig into the 1 position, or the corresponding key to value is 1. We are then putting dog into the key spot for 1 as well, so something interesting is going to happen there. And then we're putting 2 for cow and 3 for cats. This is going to print out the whole map, and then this is how you get a value from the map. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's how you get a value from the map. So in this line, we're looking to spit out cow. So if I go to this, we can see that 1, 2, and 3, and pigs is not in here because it was overwritten, since it's the second thing that's on this list. And then dog comes in here, so it overwrites it with this value. And then for number 2, it spit out cow. So this is basically what we're looking to accomplish, but we are doing it on a wider scale with using IDs. So their IDs are like this long, and it gives you back a contact. And your contact holds additional information like the name equals foreign and things like that. So integer. This is an integer. It's probably too big. There we go. Anyways, continuing on. So we are, based on our list of IDs, we are going to create a map of contacts. Map ID, contacts. Let's do contact map. It's new. And we can do special syntax in here to do a selection. So name, comma, I think that's it. Like, what else do we want? Where IDs in contact list IDs. Okay, 1, we need to, let's see what this is. So the reason I'm going back and forth, I'm pretty sure we can do queries from here. Where's my output? Damn it, it's all the way down there. I'll start using this a little bit more so I can get practice. And And that's another reason why I'm doing all of this, is to get practice using this interface. The other one that I was just showing you, which was a little bit more white, this one I have a lot of experience on. I use it kind of day to day, but I don't have as much experience using this one, we'll say. Okay, so down here we can see that our contacts, you know, we did a selection for the IDs, which is this one, and for the name, so you are in there as well. Then we are also going to do a subquery, select ID, comma, amount, I'll do name, from payment. I need to make sure this query works, because I think I need to payments underscore R. Alright, how do I do a subquery? Something I never commit to memory. So let's do a quick Google search. Select a did I not line it up right? Did I spell payments wrong? This is why I like doing it in this editor too, because it's pretty easy to make changes. And check things in there with just that easy click. Did I not make the relationship to contacts? Alright, something's up here. Okay, this is ideally what we're looking to spit out, but it's given us a little trouble. Let's go back to here. I'm not looking at my chat right now either. Saying that amount needs value. Why can I not do a subquery like that? Subqueries don't have to be master detail relationship. What did I call the relationship? I hate myself. If this needs an S. Kill me. Anyways. Okay, so we were able to select our contact map. We have all of our payments, and let's do some filtering where void. Okay. Let's actually, so this is the first step. We're getting a list of contacts and payments. Then we need to, there's another optimization we can do here. Relative dates. So we're still cheating. We're like skipping. There we go. We're like skipping steps here. We need to put payment date. Okay, and then where payment is it equal to this month. Let's try that out. Sweet. So how do we know that this is working? Because what I'm doing here is in the database, I'm already filtering things out. So one of the requirements from the challenge was to make sure that the payment dates were for this month only that were getting rolled out. So at this point, we actually need to make sure that this is working because we aren't sure yet. So to do that, we can go here, create a new payment, do it for $500. I'll do this, and then we'll do the payment date for last month and hit save. And we probably also need to do a voided one too. 90, let's do this month 90 but voided. So when we run our query again, we don't want those additional ones to show up. I think, let me double check if the voided one should show up. All non-void child. So yeah, the voided ones are not supposed to show up either, so we'll do and oops. And void is equal to false. And when we run this, we should still only see 2, but if we take out all of this stuff, let me copy this because we're going to need it in a second. If we take out all of this stuff, where the heck is the rest of them? Did I not save those? No, we have P1, P2 there. One's voided, one's regular. And they are associated to contacts. Oh. Okay, look. See, over here, that freaked me out for a second. This is the actual payment object that we are outputting. So we're seeing the values here. And this is for the one that has a reduction. If we look at this one, it actually has a bit more, the additional ones, and this one has no filters on it, so it is working correctly. Gave me a heart attack. Let's do all of this. This month, and void equals false. Okay. So now what we need to do is loop over all of our contacts and then update the values. I think that'll be it. I don't know if I'm going to stay up writing the batch class. So we need to create a loop cont, and then we'll do contact map.get values. Right, what are you giving me stress for? So what this is doing for every contact in our contact map, and let's save this and deploy it so we can see if we have any errors. For every contact, is it values? For every contact that we're getting back from our map, we are going to loop over it. So just for fun, name, and then let's actually start doing what we're supposed to be doing. So now, since we have every contact in our map for every payment, and we already have our filtered down payments, in const.payments. Pretty sure that's how you do that one. We're gonna have to check. Double sum is actually, we're going to be rewriting the amount every time. So let's do cont amount 0. So it's either going to be spit out as 0 or we are going to add to it. This is not the correct field. Loop over contacts. Loop over filtered payments. And then I guess theoretically at the end we're gonna have to do the update in here. Would I return a list of contacts or would I do the update there? Not gonna think about it too hard. Let's do, just in case, return contacts. List of contacts. Oh, I'm totally doing this backwards. So what this is doing, add to list of updated contacts. There's this list at the end of this, so we're adding up all of our total contacts, and then, or sorry, we're adding up all of the total payments through here. So that's this plus equals this to pay amount. Actually, could we do this with an aggregate function too? I'm gonna write that down. Let's see if we can optimize this even more. Like, what would run faster later for this section? optimizations for aggregate cycle. Because even doing it this way, you could just pull the whole thing with aggregates and you wouldn't have to do any summations at all. This would just do the updates. You wouldn't have to do this section. It's interesting. Anyways, that's for after this is done. Updating our list. We are adding contacts to our list, and then we are updating those contacts. So this is technically it. Trying to think if there's anything missing. All right, so can I run things? Execute. How do I do this? Uh-oh, I have no idea what I just did. Kind of just like highlight it. Let's save this. Deploy. Cool. And then let's test it out. So, ooh, this needs to be, where's my capital C there, but whatever. Update payments. Sorry. New list. These. I think I do them out here. Hard coding my with the ID here. Okay, so what is supposed to happen? Supposed to, I'm saying here. Is this one? On your contact, if I go to this account, oh, that's gonna drive me insane. I don't know why they default to this stupid relationships. It's so stupid. Anyways, for your contact, you have, this is $800 here, and it's done for this month. And what we want to happen when we run this, it should say $800. I should probably do it on mine because it has more records, but whatever. And let's highlight this and then execute. Hey, something happened. Fudge. Go away. Line 1, column 29, unexpected token. Is that what column I'm in? Yeah, once it's all set up, so this is one of the parts that needs to go into making this. Once it's all, we need to write another piece that'll make it run every month or anytime we do any updates on the contact. I got distracted there. Let's do this in the dev console. I don't know what this is saying. How is this an unexpected token? Okay. Oh. I'll just do that. You tell I'm a little rusty. Some of this stuff needs to close. This can close. This is my Twitch, so I can stay. And then let's see if it worked. Cat, quit running around all crazy like. Refresh. So this should say 800. Hey, it says 800. We're looking good. And then let's go to mine. Hey, get down from there. Stupid cat. Let's do this. So this is in here. Let's try this. Mine should not say 800. I think it should say 50. Oh, I wish that was an option. If I right click this. Don't go up there or I will shoot you with water. Hey, that means it ran. And if I go here, oh no, I gotta refresh first. He's probably hungry. And we're looking at $100. And why is it $100? Because this one is outside of the month range and this one is voided. So that is what we wanted to happen. Let me fix this page layout too. And then I will figure out how to wrap all of this up and then get out of here for the day. Why did they do that? No idea. It's so stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And page layouts. But yeah, for the most part, this is what I do all day. Sweet. I didn't put void on there. I did put void on there. Why can't I see void? Oh, there's only 4. It's limited to 4. So yeah, this is the only one that took because this one got knocked out because it's not in this month, and this one got knocked out because it's voided, I'm pretty sure. And so it left $100, which is what we wanted to get done. Now let's go back to this. So we've pretty much finished half of this. Amount values from all non-voided children. This needs to stay up to date when a payment records are created or updated. Oh shoot, did I do this on the wrong thing? I did do this on the wrong thing. I mean, it can work either way. This is why it's weird doing my coding, because you can do this stuff in a million ways. I guess this might actually be better. I would just need to do a trigger on payments anytime a payment is changed. Update contacts. I was going off the rails, and I didn't read the prompt as well as I should. So what this is saying here is that the value should stay up to date when the payment records are updated. So, and what I did is what I coded for here, even though it's only what 28 lines, I coded for when the contact is updated, which is slightly different. It's slightly different. Ugh. How do I adapt this now? I need to learn how to export this already too. Oof. That's really, this is kind of off the rails. All right. We could technically do, can I comment? There we go. Technically do all of this the flow. This one still has to get done. Like, what if I try to do this with the least amount of code possible? I think this one still has to this one has to get called with a batch. All right. I kind of messed up a little bit. Let me see. If I were to switch this around, I still need all of this. I still need all of this. Yeah, I still need all of this. I'll just write the trigger on the payments. That I could do pretty quickly. Problem I'm having here is when I write the trigger, I will have to loop over all of the contacts. I just have to do that regardless. Create a trigger. So what triggers basically are they are based off of certain actions that happen. So let's do payment. They're based off of certain actions, and every action that you have, or you have specific actions that can trigger it's hard to like, it's self-explanatory, so it's hard to like define. Every action that you have, or certain actions that you have, you can use them to call certain other actions. It's really hard to explain, and it's late, and I had sleepy time tea. So we're going to do after the update action, after insert, and we'll do after delete as well, just to be very thorough. So there are before triggers and after triggers. After triggers are after records have changed, basically, we'll say. And before triggers are after values have, I didn't mean records, but it also means records, but after values have changed. So it's before triggers you want to use for validation beforehand. So if you want to stop a user from editing something before they get into, before they're able to move on, you would use a before trigger. And then after triggers are used to make further updates to your records after it's done. Like after the values have saved to the database, is basically what's happening. Even though they're not fully saved yet. Hey cat, what's up? You okay? Are you hungry? Oh. Oh, little guy. Cat's being super cute right now. Anyways. Now what we need to do is build a list of all of our, hey, watch it. So that this doesn't take, forever long. I normally build like a helper class and loop over all this stuff, but I'm not gonna do all that. So let's build a list, contacts, contact list, new list, contacts. And that's how you construct something. This is a constructor and create stuff anyways. And then we're going to loop over all the payments that get passed in whenever this trigger is called. So how do the heck do we do that? For each payment, pay in trigger.new. Let's see if they have it. Trigger.new. This needs to be a list of IDs. If pay.contact is not equal to null. Null just means empty, means blank. Then we're going to list.add. At the end of this, basically what we're doing here, I don't want to write the code again, whatever. We're going to call our method. And give it our contact list. Alright, let's name it. I'm smart. I'll save this. Let's see, deploy it. Failed. We're missing something in naming. Move this to. Trigger contacts. Oh, I don't need to. Yeah, you need to close this down. Sweet. So now, anytime there's an update, an insert, and a delete of a payment, it loops through payments, getting the contact ID, and then it calls the class that we made before. Calls a class that we made before that updates all the payments based on the contacts. So they actually didn't have to change any of the code that I made. I just morphed it around to do it. Would I do filtering inside of a trigger class, or would I just do that in a framework itself? I may actually pull this out and put it into like its own helper class to do full filtering, but for now we'll just leave this like this because it's getting late already. So now what's going to happen is that instead of me having to go into the backend like you saw and pull out, writing that thing out there to add the values in, I can just create a new one here and cross my fingers that it's going to work. $100, put the payment date for today, and hit save. Let's refresh. Sweet. Now this is $200. I had to refresh the whole screen because that is happening in an after trigger. If I do this again, let's do 1, 2, 3 payment date. It's at least going to be for this month, and let's hit save. So now this should be 300, 323, whatever that is. 323. And now if I edit this one and I bring it to this month, so those were all, if we look at this, those were all after inserts. I'm going to do an after update. So an after update's when an object already exists. And this is for I'm moving this from 5 whatever, 5.3 to 5.18. Oh, thanks, cat. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm trying to see here. Can't see the save button. Oh, I can't see what happened, if it worked or not. Hey, it worked. And now if same thing with this one, if I unvoided it, save, and we have just added, I think we added $90 to that. And then if I delete this one, ooh, get out of here. Okay. I can't see, cat. I can't see. Get off my desk. My whole screen is blocked. Come here. You're hungry. Get out of here. I will feed you in one moment. I don't have delete permissions. Something's up there. Something's up there. Oh, it's a master record detail, so it doesn't want to. No. Why doesn't it want me to delete? don't remember. Master record detail delete. I did deploy that. Why is this not deleting? No. It's too late for this. What? I did not set anything up. This is super old. I did not set anything up to where this cannot be deleted. Let's remove some relationships. Let's do this. Why? Huh. Something strange is going on here. I can delete leads. what the actual... Is it the rollup summary? Can I delete the overall record? My mind is blown right now why I can't do this. Because literally, I don't get it. That's super weird. I've got to ask somebody about this. This is super strange. Let's do it on leads. This is gonna take too long, but now I've got to figure it out. Dang it. Forget it. Let's do another one. We're going back to the beginning. We'll just delete this afterwards, and we'll do the package, and we'll upload it, and then we will be done. Okay, so it's literally set up the exact same way except for the rollup summary field. Huh. Has to be the rollup summary. What the actual heck? Is it my after delete? It was my after delete. Okay, couple things solved there. Driving me up the wall. Let's delete this. I knew that was crazy. Deleting this. Oh, I need to fully remove this field. So we don't get any bad stuff in our other package. Delete. Okay, I know why that's happening. I have an idea why that's happening. I'm not gonna fix it now. The requirements only ask for update and insert. So if it's deleted, search for deleted after delete. Contact list. Okay, dokie. We have the trigger done. Now let's do this part. That's pretty dope. All right, so basically what we're trying to do now is to copy everything that we just did, because the organization that I was just working in will actually delete the project that I was just working in will delete after a day. So I want to make sure I can recreate this. Alright, so it looks like we are going full terminal on this. parse package create -n, which I'm assuming is the name. So we'll call this Jedi homeworld description. Creates relationships between payment object, rollup summaries on account and contacts, payment trigger, contact helper. What else do we need? -r -app -t unlock -b dev hub. Let's try that out. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Says no forward colon. So this T shorthand should be unlocked. ED. Why not? Oh. Well, hello. Let's open it. Do I have to do this in my original dev hub? If I open default org, it's going to bring up this one. I think I need to enable one thing in the original org that all this stuff gets created from. This. I hope that's it. Hey, something happened. Didn't say failure. All right, I'm coming, Cat. I'm coming. Okay, successfully created package version. That thing. I think as long as I have this stuff, I'll be fine. Since because I'll do this in my next scratch org. Do the assignment. Let me make sure. Install the test. Install and test the package version in a scratch org. And then this is install it in your playground. Okay. So last thing to do is push all of this stuff to GitHub, commit it. So I don't actually know if I need all of this. Anyway, we'll just push all of it. So it's GitHub is basically a way to just save all of your stuff in the cloud. So we will do created package class and triggers. It's gonna take me a couple days actually, because I need to finish this up, and the next thing for tomorrow, yes. Let's go over here. So these are all the changes that I just did, and then I can actually publish this to the cloud. I don't care if this is private. Cool. I think that's it for me today. Thanks everybody for showing out. King of Pikmin showing the love, and you know, the little stragglers that were here. Throughout the next couple days, I should be finishing this up. Have a couple more, few more steps to get done. I'm gonna make sure the scratch org is working for tomorrow, and then you know, finish the rest of this out. This optimization with, let me do that. With the aggregate sockle will be pretty cool, and then there's this one that's doing the non-void counting as well. But all right, let me delete this. Yeah, anytime, dude. I mean, I've been doing it for a while, so like my job's not super hard. So if you ever wanted to learn, let me know. And this was the Spotify playlist as well, if you enjoyed the music.